To let you know, I had to use a microphone, and the microphone kind of scratchy, so it might not sound great. Audio is probably not going to sound great, but hope you enjoy. Hello, guys. You'll probably never see me use this mic any other time outside of these type of trips. Why? Because there's audio around here. There's a pool behind me. We're actually at a pool right now. We're up in Knoxville, ready for tomorrow. We'll be vlogging the entire thing. I don't know when it's going to be coming out, but I will be getting in-game footage of everything because I'll be at the game. We'll be there at game day. I'm excited to see Candace Parker at the game. Again, I would have loved to see Joshua Dobbs. That would have been my pick for it. My mom was wanting Kane to show up. Mayor Kane, shout out to him. But let's get the business right here. Tomorrow is a big slate of games, of course. And shout out to USF and shout out to Ohio for making sure that they don't go up to Morgantown. Game day didn't go up to Morgantown and do the backyard brawl, which they were planning on doing, or go down the Baton Rouge, and do the Florida LSU game. They're coming to Knoxville, top 15 matchup. This is a very interesting matchup, in my opinion, because Georgia and Tennessee have not played this early in over 2-3 decades. Like, third game of the year is very rare for these two type of teams because they usually play mid of the year or mostly the back half of the year they will play. And I'm trying to be unbiased here. I'm a Vol fan. 4.5 point favorite for Georgia. I thought that would be higher. It started off at 7.5 and moved down as low to 3.5, and then it looks like it will stop around 4.5, 5.5, something of that nature, within a touchdown difference. This rivalry, the past 6-8 years, has not been anything else but double-digit wins. Last year was a bit different. It was a double-digit win, but they did not pull away fully until the last 2 minutes. So that was a lot. That was the best game we've had in the past 8 years. As just a football fan. And I think Kirby Smart has a specific thing that he does, and he just hates Tennessee. He has a specific hatred towards Tennessee. I have that opinion because first year of him here at Georgia, what happened? The Joshua Dobbs, Juwan Jennings play happened. One of the greatest plays in the history of SEC football, by far the greatest play in the history of the rivalry. It is what this rivalry is mainly known for, and I think Kirby Smart has held that against us every single year. Granted, we have 4 or 5 years of being completely terrible and barely making bowl games, even if that. So he had a lot of easier games against us. The past couple years, it's been a bit closer. 2023, Tennessee was not that good of a team. But this year's team looks a lot more gritty, looks a lot more united, and it's behind the main guy, Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar, we've already heard his story. You probably have too, coming from community college, about give up on football, goes to Appalachian State, balls out, goes UCLA, Nico Iamaleava, transfers there. He goes to Tennessee to fill in, and he has been a gunslinger so far, and that is exactly what this offense needs for Tennessee. Mike Matthews, you got Staley as a big plays, you got Chris Brazzell. That's all very important, but I think a very key factor of this game will be Miles Kitselman. How well can you get the tight end involved? That's usually not been a Tennessee thing, but when you look at teams that can usually slow a pace down or move it up, tight ends are very important. You need those blocks. We've been very limited running the ball against this team. You're going to have blocks, and you have to get them to the outside or up the middle. It depends on what you want to go. Power has been a lot of big things for Tennessee, and Miles Kitselman will have to be a big part. He's going to have to block very well against outside linebackers for Georgia. Georgia's defensive line has looked pretty good this year so far. No big names that come out. Michael Williams from last year, like Jalen Walker, like those guys, they aren't there anymore. What will they do now? I don't know, but I bet Kirby Smart's defense will be prepared for this game. We have not scored over 20 points on Georgia, I think, since Heupel has been here. We were very close last year. We were very close. We should have got it in 2021, 2022 at least. But, like, come on. We got to play better overall this game offensively. Got to be a lot more consistent. And honestly, I think we can be. I think Bishop's a very underrated running back. Deshaun Bishop is one of the best guys out there, in my opinion, especially in the SEC. You got Peyton Lewis. You got Star Thomas, 3 running back head that looks very, very good. And I know we talk about Dylan Sampson, that reduction that might take. Tennessee runs for a ton of yards each year. It's 2,500 on average. For 4 straight years, at minimum, that's what they get. So if that's the average each year, do you think that will show up this game? I don't know. It's not really done that a lot, but I think the biggest test this game will be on Georgia's offensive side. Gunnar Stockton How will he play in a situation like this? He has not had to play in a true road environment yet. And the last time he played a road game of some sort, which was in a bowl game, the Sugar Bowl, and the playoff, he scored 10 points. Granted, were there drops? Yes. But 10 points in a game is not going to be enough. That was his first ever start since he's had Austin Peay and Marshall. He's not looked spectacular. He's not have an incredible just natural throwing ability. And then, like Carson Beck had, granted, Beck will put himself in a bad situation. We'll see if Gunnar Stockton will or not. He's really never had the opportunity to really see if he will put stuff in bad spots. But if he does, Tennessee's got to take advantage of it because it'll be about Gibson and McCoy at corner. And then you got Arion Carter, my favorite player on the team. Arion Carter is one of the fastest linebackers out there. He's going to have to play guns blazing tonight. He's going to have to play that to the best of level he's ever played at. Because with this type of Georgia team, they got a lot of good running backs. Head guy Nate Frazier, he can fumble. He's had some fumbling issues, but he is a very good power back, and they will try to get him to the outside, and they will also mainly run screens. Mike Bobo was a screen master. He just runs screens to perfection, those bubble screens. You got to be able to get up and out of there. You got to be able to fight off blocks. Arion Carter will have to lead that charge. He is the leader on the defense. He is the middle of all the guys. He's got to make plays. Tennessee's also got to very much stay healthy this game. The past couple games, he had some injuries, especially when against Syracuse. Can you stay healthy? And if that's the case, can you step up? A'Shawn Robinson stepped up big in game against Syracuse whenever Moy went down. He stepped in and did great. You got to have those fill-in moments. Can they make Georgia's offensive line look, You don't have to make them look bad in week 4. You have to make them look bad today. Can they do that? I believe Tennessee's defensive line can do it for some drives, but not all. I bet half and half. They can get after them sometimes they can't. And this is what we're going to talk about next. Maximizing your opportunities. Tennessee consistently does not maximize opportunities against high-level teams. Last year, they got bailed out a lot because of their elite-level defense, mainly against Alabama. Nico Imaliava missed big throws. Dylan Sampson had a big fumble. But because of the elite defense of Tennessee, they kept them in games that maybe they wouldn't have if they didn't have that type of defense. And we still don't know how great this defense is. This team allowed 26 points to Syracuse, and UConn allowed 27 to the same team, and that was at Syracuse. So I don't fully know. I really don't know. But we will figure this out tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. I bet Tennessee's team's defense will be better. Again, they were up 17-0, 24-7, like I think 38-14 was like the biggest thing it was. And you look at what happened. It was the 8-yard routes. It was the quick runs. It was those type of plays that could contain long drives. And maybe Tennessee's defense was not used to that, but they had really good spurts, but they didn't consistently play a great game. They have really good moments, really good drives at stopping teams, good turnovers. But do you get that consistently? I got to say that tomorrow. They're going to need a much consistent game. But again, will the crowd make a difference? I know I will. We'll be making a difference. Checkered Neyland is something like nothing else. No quarterback plays good in that situation for the first time. And Gunnar Stockton's going to have to do it for the first time. He likes to run. Again, Arion Carter, we got to get out there and make plays. You got to go tackle up and do the best job you can. Will special teams be a factor? I really don't think so, but if it does become a factor, it will definitely go in Tennessee's favor. Max is a great kicker, a phenomenal kicker, and Boo Carter is a very underrated returner. We've had consistently good returners for Tennessee. He is going to be up there as one of the best ones. He is very great. I love his ability to get out in open space and also take his time. You don't have to rush everything. Take your time, make the best play, and I think he does that to a high level. I'm excited to see if he can ball out. Georgia, I'm very interested if they're going to do the same, but that crowd's going to be loud. The last time these two teams played, they broke the decibel record of 137. Me and many other fans want to get to 140. We got to have a reason to get to 140. Let's do it, Vols. I think the more I think about this game, the more I believe in Joey Aguilar, the more I believe in this offensive line. They got to move them up front. And Aguilar's got to hit, I would say, 2 40-yard plus passes today. That game. You got to hit at least 2. And Georgia cannot have any more than 1. Just 1. And I would maybe say none. You cannot have a big play because Stockton will get confident. Last year, the last 4 times they have played, Tennessee, I think maybe even 5. Tennessee has scored first. Tennessee has scored first. They got to ride that wave. If that wave last year, 10-0, the way that game started, would have happened at Neyland, I don't know if Georgia bounces back that same way. If you get that start, you have to capitalize. Maximize your opportunity. I believe this year they will. I got Tennessee winning this game. Give me a score 30-24. I believe this will be a great game. I got the Vols winning it, though. Put on the comments your own opinions. Hope you have a great day, y'all. Stay safe. Remember, God bless y'all.